Hello! It's me! Number 10. Owl meets raccoon. In Broadview, Illinois, an owl got loose in a woman's house, and when she tried to take a picture of it, the bird did something very strange. The incident happened back in 2018, but the photos only recently surfaced. So here's the deal. A woman named Liz was hanging out at her house when suddenly she heard some commotion outside. She went to investigate, and that's when she saw a smallish owl sitting on her windowsill. She couldn't believe her eyes, because she'd never seen an owl just chilling in her yard before. So she went inside to get a phone and try to snap a few pictures. That's when the trouble started. The owl saw the flash from the camera and panicked. It took off, flew around the room, and then landed on her bed. But this is where things got weird. The owl stared directly at Liz for a full minute without blinking. And it was until she stopped breathing that the owl finally took flight and zoomed out of her bedroom window. To this day, Liz isn't sure what the owl was staring at. Her guess is that it was trying to figure out if she was prey or predator. And clearly it decided that she was neither. No. 9. Raccoon takes a bath! A guy named Evan Hauser from Florida was enjoying a nice relaxing dip in his pool one evening when he noticed something peculiar floating in the water. At first, he thought it was a trash bag, or maybe a piece of driftwood, but then he realized it was actually a raccoon. The little guy had taken a liking to the pool and was washing himself with his little paws. Evan watched in amazement as the raccoon scrubbed its face and scratched its belly. Then, it did something even weirder. After drying itself off by shaking its body, the raccoon proceeded to lay down in the sun and fall fast asleep. Evan couldn't believe how comfortable the raccoon seemed, but he knew he had to get the animal out of the pool before it drowned. So he used the net to scoop up the furry swimmer and set it free. Number 8. A chimp in the shower. A zookeeper in England had quite the shock when he walked into the bathroom and saw a chimpanzee taking a shower. But how did the chimp get in the bathroom? That's not exactly clear. What we do know is that the chimp was probably looking to cool off during a hot summer-esque day. Maybe it wanted to wash its hair. Who knows? But the zookeeper wasn't taking any chances. Instead, he quietly opened the door, walked out of the bathroom, and called for backup. When the other zookeepers arrived, they ushered everyone away from the bathroom and locked the door. They let the chimp enjoy its shower in peace. And when it was finished, they lured it out with some bananas. It turns out the chimp was just looking for a little privacy. Number 7. Pigs play in the mud. A drone operator in China got much more than he bargained for when he flew his drone over a local lake. The drone operator was hoping to capture some beautiful footage of the lake, when suddenly he saw something hilarious. A group of pigs had taken over a small island in the middle of the lake and were having a blast. They were rolling around in the mud, splashing each other with their tails, and generally just enjoying themselves. The drone operator couldn't help but smile. He kept flying his drone around the island, taking in the adorable sight, and when he finally brought the drone back home, he posted the footage online. The video quickly went viral, with people all over the world falling in love with the pigs. It's safe to say that these pigs were living their best life. 6. Bird takes a drink. A man in South Africa was driving through the bush when he saw something incredible. A bird had gotten stuck in his windshield, and it looked like it was taking a drink from his car. The bird was perched on the top of the windshield, and it appeared to be lapping up the water that had collected there. The driver pulled over and sat there for a while, watching the bird. And eventually the bird took flight and disappeared into the bush. The driver was left scratching his head in confusion, but he was also pretty amazed by what he had seen. 5. Monkey steals snacks. A tourist in Thailand was in for a big surprise when a cheeky monkey snatched her snacks right out of her hand. The tourist was visiting the monkey school in Lopburi, a popular destination for tourists. The school is home to hundreds of monkeys who are trained to perform tricks for food. The tourist had heard that the monkeys are very smart and well-behaved, but she had no idea what to expect. As she walked through the school, she was amazed by the monkeys who seemed to be everywhere. They were climbing on trees, playing with each other, and begging for food. The tourist couldn't help but smile. She was having a great time. Then it happened. One of the monkeys snatched her snacks right out of her hand and ran away. The tourist was shocked, but she couldn't help but laugh. She had been warned about the monkeys, but she had no idea they were so bold. Number 4. Deer takes a bath. A deer in Michigan decided to take a bath in a kiddie pool, and it was all caught on camera. The homeowner came out to check on their vegetable garden. When they saw the deer in the pool, the deer had apparently been taking baths in the pool for several days, and the homeowner had no idea. The deer was enjoying its bath so much that it didn't even seem to notice the homeowner. The homeowner stood there watching the deer for a while, unsure of what to do. Eventually, the deer finished its bath and trotted off into the woods. The homeowner was left, shaking their head in disbelief, but they couldn't help but smile. They had never seen anything like it before. 3. Dog plays with a snake. A dog in Australia was in for a big surprise when it found a snake in the backyard. The dog started barking and growling, but the snake didn't seem to be afraid. The snake started slithering towards the dog, and the two started playing. The dog was licking the snake, and the snake was wrapping itself around the dog. The dog's owner was watching from inside the house and was shocked by what she saw. She couldn't believe that her dog was playing with a venomous snake, but she was also amazed by the bond that two animals had formed. Eventually, the dog got bored and went inside, leaving the snake to slither away. The owner was relieved that her dog hadn't been bitten, but she was also happy that the snake had left. She didn't want her dog playing with snakes anymore. Number 2. Camel rides. A camel in Israel was in for a big surprise when a group of tourists climbed on its back for a ride. The camel was used to carrying tourists, but this group was different. They were all wearing traditional Arab clothing, and they had a funny way of riding the camel. They were laughing and shouting, and the camel was getting scared. The camel tried to shake them off, but the tourists were holding on tight. The camel eventually gave up and started walking towards the next stop on the tour. The tourists were loving it, but the camel was not. The camel was dreaming of a day when it could get away from all the tourists and live a life of luxury in the desert. But until then, it had to keep carrying their weight. Number 1. Monkey drinks soda. A monkey in Thailand was in for a big surprise when a tourist offered it a can of soda. The monkey was curious and reached out to grab the can. The tourist was surprised that the monkey was interested in soda, but he wasn't going to waste it. The monkey opened the can with its teeth and started drinking. The monkey loved the sweet taste of the soda and drank the whole can. The tourist was amazed by the monkey's behavior and decided to stay and watch it. The monkey was feeling good after its soda and started playing around. The tourist was happy that he had made the monkey's day and felt good about himself. But little did he know that the monkey had a lot more in store for him. Thanks for watching. Which of these videos was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.